Hello guys, welcome back. Alex in Channel Vault. Thank you for being here. If it's your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. We're gonna have something special because it's about Jerome, who is special, the Elvis of our time, and it's a documentary to understand more who Jerome is, his journey, and maybe a lot of other insights that we didn't know. The original link, you can find it down below. Thanks to that channel. Go and show some support as well to these guys that made this documentary possible. And what I wanted to say, if you're new over here, I have a lot of reaction with Jerome. I try to support him to all his journey. And I have another channel. It's called Alex and Channel. You can go down below in the description and see the link to the other channel where I have as well reactions with Jerome. Actually, I have some reaction where he was live in TV and he wanted to thank me. It was an amazing and special moment, so make sure to go and if you want to check that out and maybe show some support as well to Alex and Channel and to this one if you want to be notified to a lot of other reactions coming up on the channel with Philippines, with Jerome, with Ruel, and a lot of other amazing artists. Okay, that being said, make sure to stick on your chair because I hope it's going to be an amazing documentary, and maybe, who knows, I'm going to be able to do an interview myself with Jerome. That will going to be see. Okay, that being said, let's hit it and see because I'm curious.
Some singers show up, sing their piece, and disappear. End of story. But every once in a while, someone steps on stage and changes everything. That's what happened in 2025, when Jerome Everdome walked into the Clones. He didn't just compete. He created a journey, a story, a memory that fans are still talking about today. So in this special episode, we'll walk through Jerome's incredible path on the Clones, and then we'll dig into the heart of it, why fans love him so much.
I can already answer to that question. Why we love him so much? Because he's unique, he's humble, he's an amazing person. With his voice, he can, like, I don't know, calm wars. That's why.
January 2025. The Clones began. A stage full of dreamers, each hoping to be the one who stood out. But it wasn't until April 9th that things truly shifted. That's when Jerome Everdome made his debut. Now here's the kicker. Just a few years earlier, he wasn't even into Elvis. But when he opened his mouth, the sound that came out wasn't imitation. It was reincarnation.
Yes, yes, yes. That
They
sentence,
say timing
yes.
is everything. And April 9th was the moment Jerome's story began.
Sorry for stopping for 1 second over here. I just want to say, a lot of people imitating Elvis. No, he's not. He is. You know?
The early rounds were brutal, contestants falling one after another. But Jerome, cool, collected, ready. From the very start, Jerome turned heads. In the elimination round, he sang not one, but two of Elvis's most timeless ballads. Can't Help
I have
Falling
that
in Love
reaction. I
and
have that
Lonesome
reaction.
Tonight. The audience was floored. His voice carried the same tenderness, the same depth of emotion that made Elvis unforgettable. It wasn't just a performance, it was a moment. And for the fans watching, one thought rang clear. This guy is special. This is someone to watch. In the semifinals, Jerome stepped onto the stage with two songs that weren't exactly the obvious crowd pleasers, Welcome to My World and A Big Hunk o' Love. To most people, these weren't the kind of Elvis songs you'd expect in a high-stakes contest. In fact, even host Alan Kay admitted, "In fairness to Jerome, I know a lot of Elvis's rock and roll hits, but I don't know this one."
In fairness sa'yo, dami ko rin alam kantang rock and roll ni Elvis, pero yun hindi ko alam yan, ha?
That was the risk Jerome took. He wasn't chasing the most familiar tune. He was proving depth, showing that his Elvis wasn't just surface level. The face-off raised the stakes. Both singers tackled Engelbert Humperdinck's Quando, Quando, Quando. Jerome stayed true to his Elvis tone, but the verdict slipped from his hands. Despite delivering with power and precision, the decision went the other way. A Tony Bennett clone was given the edge. Fans and critics immediately called it controversial. Some argued Jerome should have played it safe with a classic Elvis hit, like many contestants did. But to others, that risk showed his artistry, because in their eyes, Jerome wasn't just imitating Elvis, he was channeling him. Many believed he not only sounded closer to his idol, but that he deserved at least a tie, if not the win outright. And just when it looked like the dream was slipping away, fate stepped in. The story wasn't over. And so, the semifinal curtain fell on Jerome. Or so it seemed. Fans were buzzing, many felt robbed, calling the decision unfair, and the noise didn't fade away. It grew louder. Comment sections, social media threads, even critics, all saying the same thing. Jerome deserved another shot. And then, fate opened a door.
Before we go on with this, man, I really enjoy this really a lot. I mean, I'm so, I guess you can see me. I'm so into it. I remember that semifinal. I remember I woke up because there is a big time difference between me and Philippines. And I woke up like at 5 in the morning. I made my coffee and I was so on edge to see the semifinal, and I couldn't believe it. And I have that reaction. It was a live reaction. And I was so pissed off. I was pissed off, but at the same time, I felt robbed. I know, Carpenter, good voice, yes. I don't want to disrespect anybody over here. But I mean, how? Why? And afterwards, I was like just thinking to myself, it's not about winning. It's about being seen and heard. It's a ramp for Jerome, and that was it. And afterwards, you guys, if you're new on the channel, and like I was saying, I have a lot of things with Jerome on this channel and the other one. Actually, we have a video where I made a petition for Jerome to be on AGT, X Factor, The Voice, whatever. And a lot of you guys told me, no, on AGT, no, because Simon doesn't want Filipinos, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I have a documentary as well on the channel. I'm going to leave them at the end of the video, where we try to dive in and understand why Simon will, even if Jerome will be there, will cut him off. But for me, it's not about winning. If I want that Jerome will go on AGT or The Voice or The Idol, whatever, I just want him to go there because I want him to be seen by a lot of other people and heard. Doesn't matter if he wins. He already won. Okay, I'm talking too much. I'm sorry, guys.
The wild card round. A second chance, but with even higher stakes. After the semifinals, the wild card round was announced. From all the voices that had already been silenced, only a few were called back. Among those few was Jerome, and many believed the loud support from fans had something to do with it. Jerome started with Always on My Mind, tender, emotional, unmistakably Elvis. The audience leaned in, hanging on every word. Then came a twist. The host asked him to step out of the king's shadow. Jerome delivered Dean Martin's Everybody Loves Somebody and Josh Turner's Your Man. Both he nailed with ease. Smooth, powerful, and authentic. But he wasn't done. He returned once more to Elvis with Love Me Tender, reminding everyone exactly why he was called one of the most convincing Elvis voices on stage. And then came the face-off. A Louis Armstrong clone stood across from him. The challenge. Nat King Cole's classic LOVE. Jerome blended his Elvis tone into the performance, giving the old standard new life. When the dust settled, there was no debate this time. Jerome won the wild card. He was back in the game, and more anticipated than ever. This time, Jerome walked in with something to prove. Not just that he could sing Elvis, but that he could sing, period.
Papaalala lang natin, Ang The Clones na contest dito, kung sino kaboses.
Tama, tama.
Di ba? Yun ang pinag-uusapan dito.
The rule is simple. Whoever sounds closest wins. And Jerome, he always sounded like Elvis.
Okay, so I'm sorry I'm laughing. I mean, whoever sounds more alike, there is more alike than this. I'm talking to the judges from the clones. No, but it's not about winning, you know. But guys, I mean, I'm still pissed off a little bit, you know, because it wasn't fair. That's it. This is what I want to say, and it's not only me. A lot of other millions of people out there think that Jerome should have won, you know.
In many ways, the wildcard round felt like a course correction, a chance for the show to listen to the audience's voice and let fate rewrite the script. It wasn't the first time either. Viewers remembered how the Sharing Cuneta clone's controversial exit was later addressed, leading to the Dulcet clone becoming the first to move into the grand concert. With Dulcet's clone, the show eventually admitted an error. But in Jerome's case, no such words were spoken.
I didn't know
Still,
about that.
His return through the wildcard round felt, to many, like an unspoken acknowledgement. After the wildcard round, the show regrouped the remaining contestants into 6 different categories. Each group had a full week of competition, with daily qualifiers leading to a grand finals on Saturday. And
Okay, I'm gonna stop for 1 second over here because I'm curious now. I didn't know about that thing that they apologized. You know, if you have more information, guys, just leave it down below. I want this in this video, the comment section to blow up for Jerome, you know, and I'm gonna leave in the description as well the link for the petition if you still want to go and sign that. You don't have to give anything, just give your email and sign it if you really support Jerome. I'm gonna continue on this channel, on Alex's channel, to support Jerome, not only because he said thank you to Alex's channel, to me, but because he deserved it, and I'm gonna like do that until I will be on YouTube, and not only, you know.
guess who the show saved for last? Jerome's group. The anticipation was undeniable. The show knew it, and so did the fans. A lineup many fans considered the strongest of them all. These were the sharks in the tank. While other groups had talent, Jerome's category had rosters people were already calling the best of the best. Each qualifying round wasn't just another step in the contest. It was more like a highlight reel, a showcase of the best talent the clones had to offer. These weren't fillers, these were the voices that made the show. Every performance mattered. Every song was a statement.
Ruel was my second choice, actually.
In the qualifiers, Jerome faced 2 heavy hitters, the Tom Jones clone and the Julio Iglesias clone. But by this point, Jerome wasn't just a contestant, he was an event. The moment his face appeared on screen, viewership spiked. People stopped what they were doing just to see what he'd sing next. First up, Wooden Heart. Smooth, playful, like he's just warming up the crowd. Then, bam, Moody Blue. Now, here's the thing about this song. Trivia time, folks. Moody Blue was the last single Elvis released while he was still alive. That's right, the King's
Yeah, in
song
77.
Curtain closed. It even snagged him a posthumous award. Talk about heavy history packed into a tune. And Jerome, he didn't just pick it by accident. Nope, this was deep catalog territory. The kind of move only a true Elvis connoisseur would dare pull off. Most contestants play it safe with the hits. Jerome went for the King's final chapter. Bold move, respect. Then, just when you thought he'd stay parked in the Elvis lane, he swerved right into Nat King Cole's Love. Stylish, classy, unexpected, like changing gears in a sports car. Boom. Every note, a tease. Every glance, a dare. He was pulling the crowd in like, come on, admit it, you want more. And then,
yes, we do.
Nail Biter City. This wasn't some walk in the park, this was a slugfest, edge of your seat stuff. But when the smoke cleared, Jerome and the Julio Iglesias clone punched their golden ticket to the next round. Okay, so the classic male group wasn't just another round. It was the Shark Tank, the so-called strongest bracket of them all. Jerome had already bulldozed through qualifiers, proving he wasn't just a contestant, he was the headline act. But if the qualifiers were fireworks, the grand finals promised a full-blown storm. And right in the center of it, Jerome, standing under the hottest spotlight yet. Up to this point, Jerome was cruising past the show's in-house judges. But now, whole new ballgame. The producers brought in the heavyweights, singers, composers, directors, the OPM elite. Translation? The kid wasn't just singing anymore, he was in for the big leagues. Different field, different rules, and guess what? The pressure dial just went from simmer to full boil. He opened with Can't Help Falling in Love, not just any Elvis song, but the Elvis Anthem, a track so iconic it's been covered by hundreds of artists, from Andrea Bocelli to UB40. It's the kind of ballad where every note has to drip with sincerity, because fans know it inside out. Miss even a little, and you'll hear about it. Hit it right, and you've captured lightning in a bottle. When Jerome sang Can't Help Falling in Love, the crowd felt the magic. But not everyone was convinced. One judge called it a tough choice, saying Elvis is one of the hardest icons to impersonate. She pointed out the missing deepness and Elvis's signature storytelling. To many fans, however, the remark felt like it added pressure rather than encouragement. Still,
Whoa. I don't know this lady, but you're telling that the deep is missing? That the storytelling is missing? What the? I'm sorry, I have to say, what the fuck? He's 19. Okay? First of all. And second of all, you never, ever, not only me, the world, heard someone who was like the same as Elvis. And you are telling that,
in the context of the competition, it came across as constructive feedback rather than outright criticism. With Can't Help Falling in Love done, Jerome moved on to his next number, Are You Lonesome Tonight? Whether that earlier remark from the judge truly got to him, only Jerome could say. But to the audience, those quick glances toward the panel seemed to carry the weight of that critique. It felt as if every line, every pause, was not just a performance, but a quiet answer. A way of saying, I've got more to show you. And by the way, this song is famous for Elvis's storytelling. In fact, the spoken word narration in the middle is one of the King's most iconic touches. So when Jerome sang it, fans couldn't help but notice the irony. Just moments earlier, a judge had said she was still looking for Elvis's storytelling. And now, here was Jerome delivering a song built entirely on that very strength. But too bad, perhaps due to time constraints, the much-awaited narration part of the song wasn't included. For many fans, it was a missed opportunity, because that spoken section is often where Elvis's storytelling magic really comes alive. The contest's guiding rule was simple: whoever sounds the most alike wins. But when guests...
Okay, I'm agree with that. Maybe that section where it was more spoken, and especially that when Jerome once, you saw him before he starts singing, he can do like the same Elvis voice even when he speaks. But maybe something that we have to consider, maybe they cannot do the whole song. Maybe there is a section, like, I don't know, the song has to be like 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So you cannot like include it all. And maybe that's why he didn't include that. I don't know.
Judges entered the panel, they brought fresh perspectives, looking not only for vocal similarity, but also for storytelling, emotion, and stage presence. It wasn't a contradiction, but rather an added layer, one that made the competition even tougher for Jerome. Finally, Jerome closed with Put Your Head on My Shoulder, the Paul Anka classic.
Paul Anka.
He began with a soft, low tone, almost like he was drawing the crowd in, and then lifted into the key change with confidence. It wasn't just a cover, it carried that Elvis flavor, smooth yet heartfelt, the kind of delivery that made people stop and listen. And surprisingly, out of the 3 songs he belted that day, this is where Jerome really hit the gas. Forget cruise control, the guy floored it. Smooth, low start, then bam, key change like a mic drop. He wasn't just singing Paul Anka, He was bending it, twisting it, owning it. For me, this was his pedal to the metal moment. The crowd didn't just hear it, they felt it. Elvis vibes, Hall Anka swag, Jerome's fire, all rolled into one. If the judges didn't get goosebumps here, I don't know what else would wake them up. And hey,
Exactly.
if you want to see exactly what I'm talking about, I did a full review of this performance right here on my channel. Go check it out after this, trust me, you'll get why this one felt it. The Grand Finals wasn't just a show, it was a battlefield. 7 clones, each at the top of their game, trading blow for blow with performances that had the crowd on edge. Every song, every note felt like it could tip the scale. Nail-biting? More like heart-stopping. By the end, nobody could call it with certainty. That's how tight the race was. Still, some of the judges' remarks sparked debate among fans, raising questions about how perspective and interpretation may have influenced the outcome. But before the winners were revealed, the host Alan Kay threw in a curveball, a comeback round. Next week, all the placeholders, the near winners, would return for one more shot. The prize, a golden ticket straight to the grand concert. And then came the results. The strongest group had reached its conclusion. First place went to the Eddie Peregrina clone. The grand winner, securing a seat in the grand concert, was the Basil Valdez clone.
Yeah.
Jerome, the crowd favorite, the one many rooted for to take it all, landed in second place. And just like that, another twist, another climb, another dip. What looked like the end was shaping up into yet another roller coaster ride in Jerome's journey. Just when you thought it was over, nope, the clones threw a curveball, a comeback round, runner-ups from 6 groups, all tossed back into the fire. One stage, one shot, one golden ticket to the grand concert. Jerome, deja vu, baby. Another roller coaster, another shot at redemption. Stakes, sky high. Crowd, louder than a stadium rock show. Pressure, thick enough to crush steel. This is where heroes rise and the rest watch. And Jerome, he's ready to ride. August 27th. Mark that down, folks, because that's the day Jerome stepped back into the fire. His clone's journey? Never smooth sailing. Always uphill, always against the heaviest hitters. Just like Rocky Balboa, the man never got an easy fight. Every round, every rival, it's been a slugfest. But here he is again.
This is what I was thinking right now. I mean, seeing all this and thinking how hard it must have been for him. You know, I mean, not only for him, for every single one of us would be. Being on a stage in a TV show, you know, like a lot of people hearing judges and everything. And still, he didn't have that recognition, but he was there, keep fighting. You know, that should be something that we should learn from his battles as well. You know, wow. Even I already had respect a lot for Jerome. Right now, after putting all this together, and thank you to this channel, like I was saying, you can find the original link down below. My respect is like high rocket.
Gloves up, voice ready, and the crowd buzzing. This isn't just a comeback. This is a showdown. But hold your horses. This wasn't a walk in the park. Jerome's win threw him straight into the lion's den. On the other side of the stage, 2 heavy hitters. The Cheeto Miranda clone bringing OPM fire, and the Bonnie Tyler clone belting raw power. 3 voices, 1 slot for the grand concert. No safety nets, no do-overs. Just a straight-up brawl of talent. Jerome walks in like he owns the joint, and what does he drop as his opener? Are You Lonesome Tonight? But wait, this time,
Lonesome Tonight.
the fans get what they've been
the reaction
begging
to that.
for. The narration. Boom. The studio freezes, the crowd leans in, and suddenly it's not just karaoke, it's Elvis time travel. And since most of Jerome's earlier performances got muted online because of copyright claims, the show played it smart.
Yeah.
They tweaked the narration, adjusted the tempo, just enough to dodge the copyright radar. But the effect? Still pure Elvis. The studio froze, the crowd leaned in, and boom, magic on tap. Then, whiplash. Just when the crowd was still catching their breath from the narration of Are You Lonesome Tonight, Jerome flips the switch. Kiss me quick.
Yeah.
Yes. And suddenly the mood changes.
I have the reaction to this. It was amazing.
It's Elvis turned loose. And Jerome, he's not just singing anymore. He's moving, grooving, owning that stage like it's second nature. Every step, every glance, every little move, it all screams, this guy's having fun, and you're coming along for the ride. And here's the thing, that kind of confidence, that doesn't happen by accident. That's a man who's been through the fire, who knows the weight of this moment, and still dares to enjoy it. The studio audience felt it, viewers at home felt it. This was more than just a performance, it was a statement. Then comes decision time. And let's be real, no suspense needed. The room already knew. Jerome bags the win, clean and clear. The crowd explodes in celebration. Online, fans light it up like wildfire. The comeback officially on. And for Jerome, the roller coaster ride just climbed another peak. All right, folks, buckle up because this is it. After every twist, every curveball, every near miss and comeback, we've arrived at Jerome's endgame. The stage is set, the lights are hot, and the crowd knows they're about to witness something special. This is the never say die moment, the kind of performance where legends are made or broken. And if you thought Jerome was done, think again. The King's voice lives on, and tonight it's swinging for immortality. 4 giants had already claimed their spots on the grand stage. The smoky soul of Claire de la Fuente, the powerhouse fire of Shirley Bassey, the unstoppable energy of Beyoncé, and the wild electricity of Freddie Mercury. Titans, every one of them. And now, stepping up for his shot, the underdog who refused to stay down. Jerome. Every twist, every turn, every battle led here. This is his endgame. 4 heavy hitters had already claimed their spots on the grand stage. Titans, each with their own thunder. But then, the lights shift. One man steps forward. Jerome, the Elvis clone who's walked through fire, battled giants, and never backed down. The first note of The Wonder of You slices through the blue haze. Smooth, commanding, the king's soul reborn. Every word, every vibrato, dripping with raw conviction, fans hold their breath. His voice wasn't just singing, it was storytelling. Every word carried weight. The crowd didn't just hear him, they felt him.
This is
After The Wonder
feel
of You,
Jerome,
Judge
not here.
Faustino leaned in with a smile. His voice is delightful, isn't it? He's really captured Elvis Presley. How old are you? Do your parents even like Elvis? Jerome replied, I actually discovered Elvis during the pandemic. Those were really dark times, and while some people were looking for hobbies, I ended up listening to old songs. And that's where it all began. Alan Kay joked, Elvis must have visited him. Wally added, or possessed him. Jerome humbly replied, I tried, can't help falling in love, picked up the vibrato, and it just kept going. Faustino replied, maybe you really are an old soul. You know, Elvis became so iconic because of his voice, and you have that. Perhaps work on your diction a bit, but the voice, it's already there. That's why Elvis was the king of rock and roll. He was ahead of his time. Congratulations. And right there, in that lighthearted exchange, it felt iconic. Like Jerome wasn't just performing Elvis anymore, he was sharing his story. A once-in-a-lifetime, unscripted magic moment.
He was continuing his story.
Then Judge Mon requested a song. He said Jerome's got nice moves a while ago. He wants it sentimental this time. He'd like Jerome to sing Love Me Tender by Elvis. It's one of my favorite songs, he said. Worth mentioning? The late great Wingard Tracy, one of the most iconic no-nonsense judges of all time, used the exact same word back in 2005 on Search for a Star in a Million when a contestant pulled off a spot on Christina Aguilera. And trust me, Wingard didn't hand out compliments like candy. If he said Mismo, you knew you hit the bullseye. Here it is, the moment of truth. After every high note, every stumble, every comeback, it all comes down to this. Only one will move on to the grand concert. Despite all the heart, the ups, the downs, the struggles, the wins, and the losses, Jerome's journey on the clones finally reaches its end. And the crown, it goes to the Freddie Mercury clone. For Jerome, it wasn't the fairy tale ending, but it was a run that fans will never forget.
Okay. I know it's a long video, but I don't care because this is something that I really, I just feel, not only for the voice, but for Jerome himself. So I don't know how many of you are still watching till now and to have our final thoughts. But yeah, I have to admit, like I said before, I'm still a little bit pissed off, but at the same time, I'm happy. I'm happy because, like I was saying, a lot of people got to know Jerome from the clones. So he's already a winner. He won. I mean, this is the real prize, honestly, in my opinion. Then, again, with all due respect for all the other contestants or for the winner. And another thing that I want to add, maybe the guys from the clones will hear me. I don't know. I'm agree that it's going to be some judges over there. They're going to say their opinion. But at the end, who has the real voice? Us, the fans, the people that go to a concert to listen, who buys albums, right? So we should be the ones who can vote. Maybe in the next edition of the clones, they're going to change. I don't know. But yeah, Jerome, it's the one who continues the Elvis legacy. Okay? He's not imitating, impersonating. He's continuing. Full stop. And he's going to be, I said it, and before the finals, before the semifinal, I said that on the channel. I don't know if I did it on this one or on Alex and channel, the other one. That I said, mark my words, Jerome, it's going to be big. And he's already starting. I have the reaction as well, because a lot of you maybe in the comments were going to say, he was awarded from Gawad America Award. Yes, I have the reaction on the channel. Go and browse the channel, guys, or I'm going to try to leave the more things at the end here for you to go and see. And yeah, beautiful journey. And again, for me, I've understand and have, I don't know how to put that perspective in this video for how hard it was for Jerome to be there. Because at one point you see the performance, you are so drawn into the performance and you are not thinking about other stuff. But it was hard for him. The wild cards, the comebacks, the critics from the judges and everything, and you still being there calm and still perform and still deliver in that way, he's already a star. Full stop. It's not something to argue about. Okay, yeah, long video, but beautiful. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. A lot of other stuff coming with Jerome on this channel and on Alex's channel and with Filipino people, because you guys are beautiful. Full stop on this one as well. And yeah, thank you for the support that you're providing on the channel. Keep doing that. Like the video, share it, subscribe, and keep. Okay, I already talked too much in the video. Thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support that you provide to the channel. Keep supporting Jerome. Go and sign that petition that you can find in the description down below. More stuff to come on the channel with Jerome, with a lot of Filipino and a lot of other artists, but Filipinos as well, because you guys are amazing. You guys are beautiful over there in the Philippines, full stop. And of course, other stuff with Ruel Carino as well, which was my second choice actually after Jerome. But yeah, that being said, again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And like I always say, till next time, stay safe.